Hello, everyone. Today's chess puzzle is, well, it's all about finding this hidden attack. We've got white pieces, and the position, it might look a little cramped at first, but trust me, there's a stunning combination just waiting to be unleashed. So let's set up the board first, all right?
Sounds good.
All right, so white's king. It's tucked away on h2, kind of shielded by those pawns on g3 and h3. And over on b2, you've got your bishop hanging out, and then your queen. She's sitting pretty right on d2.
Okay.
Now, your knights, these guys, they're posted on d4 and f7, almost like, they're whispering secrets to the black king over there.
Yeah.
And let's talk about those pawns for a second. You've got a little chain of them on c5 and e6, kind of like a mini wall, And finally, you've got pawns on a3 and f2. All right, so that's white.
All right, I'm with you.
Okay, now for black. Their king is on g7 with a pawn protecting it on h7. Their queen, she's eyeing you from a7, and they've got rooks on b8 and f8, ready to, cause some trouble. And their knights, they're on d5 and g8, just, waiting to jump into the action. Black's pawns are spread out a bit.
Yeah.
You've got them on e7, c6, g6, and f6.
Got it. Yeah, I think I got the picture.
Good. Let's get this going.
All right, so what's fascinating about this starting position here is it's deceptively quiet. It doesn't just scream attack right away.
Right.
But if you look closely, you start to see this potential energy kind of building up.
Right, yeah. It's like a coiled spring or something just waiting. So where do we even begin with this? I mean, that knight on f7, it's awfully close to black's king. But a direct attack, it doesn't seem possible, does it?
Exactly. And notice how those black pawns on g6 and f6, they form a little barrier there. If you try to, go for a check with the knight, black can just capture it easily. And then, bam, they open up those lines for their rooks to go after your own king.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, not the kind of trade we're looking for here.
Definitely not. Okay, so the knight's not our main weapon here. What about the queen? She seems pretty powerful just sitting there on d2. But how do we even get her into the game?
Well, the key here, it lies in a surprising sacrifice. Okay. Just imagine moving your pawn from d4 to f5. Seems counterintuitive.
You're giving away a pawn? What's the point of that?
Patience. Black is probably going to capture that pawn, with their pawn on g6, thinking, ha, I stopped their attack. But this is where the beauty of this whole combination, it really unfolds.
Okay. All right. You got me on the edge of my seat here. Tell me more.
All right, so by sacrificing that pawn, you've opened up this critical diagonal for your queen. Now imagine moving your queen from d2 to g5.
Ah, okay, I see it. The queen is attacking black's king, and they can't just ignore that.
Exactly, they can't just brush that off. So the answer is white, d4 to f5, black, g6 to f5, white, d2 to g5.
Boom. There you go. It's not a checkmate, but black's king, he is suddenly very exposed. And the white queen, she is sitting pretty, controlling a lot of the board. Black, they've got some really tough choices to make now.
Yeah, they do. This puzzle, it really beautifully demonstrates the power of thinking ahead, and using sacrifices to create these unexpected opportunities. Sometimes, giving up some material, it can lead to a much, much stronger position.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for listening.